And another week has arrived safely, I might add. Happy 11th day of August, 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is warm, and today is going to be hot. 100 degrees, right in the wheelhouse. Today, point of reference, we had 99 yesterday, but at this time Sunday morning, it was 68 degrees. It's 79 right now in the Wenatchee Valley, so we are already 11 degrees warmer at this time now than we were 24 hours ago. And since we hit 99, I think 100 is going to be happening. In fact, we have a heat advisory going on for the next few days. It's going to peak tomorrow. It's going to cool down a little bit Wednesday. Big change in the weather. Thursday night into Friday, we're going to cloud up. We're going to cool down. Going to see some rain, but the next 3.5 days or so are going to be downright hot, and some significant fire concerns up north in the Okanagan Valley. We'll talk about that, but we're in for a hot one, folks. News, lots. Sports, Mariners, hottest team in the American League. 7 consecutive victories. They took it to the Rays. We'll have highlights of that. It was Ichiro weekend, of course, at T-Mobile Park. It was a lot of fun there. Plus the Apple Sox, their season came to an end. Boy, they gave Bellingham all they could handle. 3 one-run games, 2 extra inning games in Bellingham over the weekend, but they couldn't pull it out last night. We'll talk about that. Plus all the results from the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval will be coming your way when we get to sports. And it's not too late, but you're starting to run out of time if you've been putting it off. If you want to be a Master Gardener under the auspices of the Washington State University Master Gardener Program, the sign-up window is this month. Marco Martinez is the coordinator here locally, and of course our friend Bonnie Orr is a Master Gardener and has been for 30 some odd years now. Bonnie and Marco will be joining us in the back half of the program. If you've ever wanted to be a Master Gardener, it's pretty cool. Well, you got to take the classes and be certified, and the sign-up period is going on right now. So we'll have that conversation in the back half of the program. Let's see what we have for you on this very mild Monday morning. When I got up this morning, a little after 3:03 exactly, it was 81 degrees. We've cooled down, so to speak, to 79 degrees, but we're off to a very, very warm start. And if you didn't check it out this morning, you'll have another chance tonight in the wee small hours, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, before the sun comes up. Venus and Jupiter, to the naked eye, looks like they're right next to each other. I checked, they're not really. But they're like right next to each other up in the sky. Venus we can see pretty much on a regular basis, but Jupiter not so much. And they look like they're little twin planets up in the sky. Check that out, but you have to wait until the wee small hours of tomorrow morning. And there's also a meteor shower coming up too. That's pretty cool for you sky watchers. Camera number 2. The Two Rivers camera. Haven't used that one for a while. Good morning, Lake Wenatchee. The two rivers, the Little Wenatchee and the White River, one on one side, one on the other. They flow into that body of water, forming Lake Wenatchee. And there's a lot of little streams, of course, on both sides. So that's a beautiful view of Lake Wenatchee from our Two Rivers camera heading up the White River Valley. That's a pretty sweet view. I don't know if you can see any boats out there trying to catch sockeye or not. It's kind of bright in the studio. Sometimes I can't quite make out the details. Our third camera. Back up to Slide Ridge, barely a cloud in the sky up there. Chelan, you're going to be a little breezy today, but the big winds today, and there's a serious concern, fire weather concerns, is going to be up in the Okanagan Valley today. It's going to be very windy up there, in addition to hot temperatures. It's not going to be quite as warm up north as it's going to be down here, but it's going to be plenty hot. Good morning to our friends in Manson and our fourth camera. Ooh, that's cool. That's also Manson. That's got to be Wapato Point. I wonder what camera that is. That could be Union Valley, for all I know. I think that's Union Valley. It's got to be Lake Chelan, just simply because you can see Wapato Point sticking out, and you can see the state park on the far left-hand side of your corner. Oh, by the way, if you take Navarre Coulee Road to go to Chelan, they're doing some construction work this week. There's construction going on everywhere. They have to do the road construction and improvements and all that stuff while they can, so it's not easy getting around the local highways over the next week or so. And there'll be flyer control traffic and a pilot car in the Tumwater Canyon. They're doing some slope stabilization work. It's not really easy to get around this time of the year with lots of construction going on. 2 slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. Hot for Wenatchee. As you can see, we have a major heat risk. It doesn't take very long for you to be outside in the hottest part of the day, and it just knocks you down, sucks all the energy out of you. So check out where you live, whether you have a moderate heat risk or a major heat risk. There's just no escaping the heat. Even if you go over to the Seattle area, Puget Sound, they're going to be setting some record high temperatures. It looks like they're going to be well into the 90s, and we're going to probably be in triple digits. And up north in the Okanagan Valley, keep your fingers crossed. It's going to be very, very windy up there. We're talking gusts pushing 30 miles an hour in the Okanagan Valley later on this afternoon, plus bone dry humidity, plus the hot temperatures. No red flag warning has been issued yet for the Okanagan Valley, but they are going to be dealing with heat and wind today. So keep your fingers crossed if you're heading up to the north. Things could get a little dicey up there. Did I mention it's going to be hot? Now, we hit 99 yesterday. I think we're going to be at least that today, if not warmer. Our record high, by the way, on this date is 104. We're not going to get there anyway, but it's going to be hot. And then it peaks on Tuesday. The big ridge of high pressure, which is just off the Pacific coast, has moved to the east, which is why Seattle and the Puget Sound area are going to be really hot, and we're going to be really hot too. It'll be at its apex on Tuesday before we start cooling down on Wednesday. We're going to see a little bit of wind, by the way, on Wednesday afternoon as we cool down to much more comfortable temperatures. And look at that, even some rain in the forecast Friday and Saturday, badly needed rain. I wish that said 80% instead of 30, but we'll take what we can get, and that may change. But the next 3 days, well, the next 2 days anyway, hot and still quite warm on Wednesday. After a quick break, we will have your headlines on this Monday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Sun hasn't even been up 90 minutes and it's already 79 degrees. I think 100 is definitely a possibility today. Certainly tomorrow we start cooling down. By Wednesday, we're going to see some clouds and perhaps some rain by Thursday night and Friday. It's 9 minutes after the hour. A probationary firefighter with the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department is accused of threatening a superior and attacking fellow firefighters, including a battalion commander who arrived at his home to defuse the situation. The Wenatchee Police Department says it happened late on the evening of July 31st. The man had recently performed poorly in training, and after a senior firefighter counseled him about it, he allegedly drove to that firefighter's home, texted threats to him, and sent a picture of a noose. The fire department reported the incident to the police, and while officers tried to send a behavioral health liaison to the man's Wenatchee home, at least 5 firefighters also arrived at the residence where he fought with them in the driveway. He entered mental health treatment and then was booked into the Chelan County Jail on Thursday on suspicion of attempted assault and harassment. He has not been criminally charged. Fire Chief Brian Brett said that he could not comment on the case while it's under investigation by his agency and the Wenatchee Police. The former director of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust is suing the nonprofit over her firing last November. Eunice Yeomans was executive director for the Land Trust for almost 2.5 years. Last week, she filed a legal complaint in the United States District Court in Spokane, claiming she was subjected to sexist treatment and discrimination by senior board members while on the job. Yeomans joined the agency after working in conservation programs in the Massachusetts area. The Land Trust owns or manages 27,000 acres in the two counties. It has not yet filed a response to her lawsuit. Its new executive director, Hannah Beener, took the job on June 30th. A Wenatchee man already imprisoned for assaulting his disabled spouse had extra time added onto a sentence for violating a no-contact order while in jail. 43-year-old Christopher Donald Patek pleaded guilty Monday to criminal mischief for making multiple phone calls to his spouse, the victim of the crime, from the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. At the time, there was a judge's order barring them from communicating. Patek has been arrested, or had been arrested back in April, for punching and strangling his wife over the course of a 3-hour domestic assault. He entered a plea in that case last month and was sentenced to 10 years. For his new plea, Judge Robert Jordan added 2 more years onto Patek's prison term and extended the court order to have no contact with his spouse until the year 2037. The Buckle, a Nebraska-based retail chain, has relocated from the Wenatchee Valley Mall in East Wenatchee to the Valley North Shopping Center in Wenatchee. The East Wenatchee Mall store closed on August 3rd, and the Wenatchee location opened less than 24 hours later. Store manager Jaheda Benitez says the quick move was only possible with the help of over 15 employees. With new merchandising coming, the store needed room to grow. Benitez said, quote, "Nothing against the mall at all. It's just an opportunity for a bigger space. Corporate saw it as a great opportunity to do more business," end quote. The City of Wenatchee's water crew members have been hard at work upgrading the radio systems of residential and commercial water meters across the city. The new radios automatically transmit meter readings to the city's water service specialists and provide real-time data to the utility billing department to provide accurate billing for its customers. The new radio systems also allow for batteries to be changed, unlike the old systems, which had to be replaced entirely at the end of their 10-year lifespan. Roughly 8,000 water meters will be upgraded to the new radio systems across Wenatchee. The city says it hopes to have all the upgrades completed before the end of the year. The Chelan Douglas Regional Port Authority is hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony on August 27th to celebrate the completed renovation of the General Aviation Terminal at Pangborn Memorial Airport. The roughly $7.7 million remodel was designed by ALSC Architects and carried out by Cascade Central Construction. The terminal now includes a passenger lobby, a pilot's lounge, and an operations area for airport staff. The ribbon cutting will commence at 2 o'clock on the 27th, followed by refreshments and a tour of the facility. Available for viewing at the ceremony will be 2 fully restored World War II bombers that are staged at the airport for the upcoming Flying Legends of Victory tour. And the next Our Valley, Our Future symposium will discuss growing food insecurity, cuts to government programs, and the rising costs of grocery prices in our area. According to the Washington Department of Social and Health Services, about 170,000 people are at risk of losing access to food stamps due to the new federal eligibility rules for SNAP. Additionally, a lot of rural parts in our area are classified as, quote, food deserts. That's where residents have limited access to affordable and nutritious food. The event, Tackling Food Insecurity in Our Region, will take a look at how food is distributed and the increase in emergency food requests. The symposium, September 11th, in the McGuire Center on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. Now you're in the loop of what's going on here. On this Monday, the whole crew, not the whole crew, Grant's got another day off. Jefferson will be in the anchor chair tonight, but one way or the other, we're going to crank out a newscast for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10 on TV. If that doesn't work for you or you consume television the new way, as opposed to the traditional way. Don't worry, it'll be on our website, our evening news, right about 5 o'clock. It'll also be posted on our YouTube page, and we'll put a link to those newscasts on our Facebook page. And if you have a news tip, we'd love to hear from you. We've gotten a lot of significant stories from you, our viewers, so don't hesitate. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Great weekend for the Mariners. Not so much for the Apple Sox, but they gave it the old college try. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Just about 18 minutes after the hour, Cal Raleigh did it again. He hit his major league leading 45th home run in a 4-run first inning, and the Mariners hung on for a 6-3 victory over the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday afternoon. It was Seattle's 7th straight win. That's the longest winning streak in the American League. Josh Naylor also homered for the Mariners, who wrapped up a 9-1 homestand.
Right on time. Couple of number 51s. Ichiro throwing out today's ceremonial first pitch. And the big unit's got some gear that kind of fits, it looks like.
Look at that. It looks like an adult in Little League gear. That chest protector is quite literally just protecting his chest.
Well, next year we will honor Randy Johnson as the Mariners will retire his number 51 here at T-Mobile Park. Guess we got to take the chest protector off for that one, Randy. They're figuring that one out pretty quickly.
I don't even know if those are shin guards make it up all the way over his kneecaps either. That's awesome. Randy coming out in full gear.
2 franchise icons, 2 of the absolute best to ever step between the lines. 4 RBI shy of 100 for this season. It would mark back-to-back 100 ribby seasons for Cal Raleigh. Cal blisters this out to right field. He has homered. Cal Raleigh's 45th home run this year. He has tied the one and only Johnny Bench, the second most home runs in a single season by a catcher in baseball history. The year of Cal Raleigh will not stop. Nobody out 2 on for Gino. This is able to make its way into center field. Hard hit ground ball. Julio scores. Here comes Naylor on his way home. And the Mariners have pushed 4 across. And there is not yet a single out in the bottom of the first inning.
For Gino, look where the defense is playing him. I mean, they're just playing him straight to pull. Shortstop is playing for Poole Kim, and then Caminero, like I said, was hugging the third base line. He goes right back up the middle.
One out, runner at second. Now Ha-Seong Kim. There's a base hit into the corner. Should be extra bases for Kim, and it gets the Rays' first run home. Josh Lowe scores. Kim with a big turn, and it will hold on. RBI double. It's 4-1 Seattle.
96-mile-an-hour two-seamer running right into the swing of Kim. Great job of not getting too long with that swing, and he's able to barrel that ball and get it down into the corner.
Well done for Ha-Seong Kim. Fourth run batted in, second double. 2 out, nobody on for Ha-Seong Kim. To left field. Back goes Rosarena, and Kim is having himself a day. He's got a double and a run batted in, and now a home run. And what was 4-0 is now 4-3.
It was a very similar pitch that Kim smoked his first time out. A pitch that was moving right into the swing of Kim.
You like the finish of his swing, don't you?
Love the finish of his swing, yes. Love the result of that one.
You bet.
Look where Gino is.
I just.
Oh, nice.
Nice backhand by Crawford for out number 2. And Simpson's speed has kept off the bases.
He mentioned where Gino's playing because of his speed. I mean, look at where he is right now, just in case he drops that bunt. And the pitch he fouled off was like, I mean, it'll take your teeth out.
Yep. Nice pick by JP. Just keeps making it look so easy. Ho hum.
The Mariners scored all 4 runs in the first inning. Nothing since. To right field. Back and gone. There it is. A little insurance, and it comes off the bat of Josh Naylor. 5-3 Mariners.
Come to Papa.
His 15th home run of the season. I mean, he is inching closer and closer to a 2020 season. You know, we've heard so much about how he's a creature of habit and routine.
Into right field, Polanco waved it on his way to the plate, and he slides across safe. That's a big run pushed across by Dom Canzo. 1 out away from their second straight sweep. 1-1. On the ground out to second base. That's the ball game. What a time for the Mariners. A 9-1 homestand. Now a season-best 7-game winning streak as they sweep their second straight series. 6-3 the final over Tampa Bay.
Well, these guys are hot, man. It's gonna be a fun rest of this August.
Mariners are off today. Then they embark on a 9-game road trip tomorrow in Baltimore. George Kirby will start for Seattle. Dean Kremer gets the nod for the Orioles. Seattle then takes on the Mets over the weekend, and they head to Philadelphia for 3 against the Phillies. To the American League West we go. The Astros won 2 of 3 over the weekend, so Seattle creeps ever so close to first place in the AL West. They're just a half game behind the Astros. You remember when Seattle and Texas had identical records? It wasn't that long ago. That's not the case anymore. The Rangers fall to 6.5 back with yesterday's scores. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox took Bellingham to the limit, and then beyond that, 2 extra inning games over the weekend, but the Sox saw their season come to an end last night. They lost the 3rd and decisive game 4-3 in 10 innings. Wenatchee stayed alive Saturday night with a 7-6 13-inning marathon that took over 4 hours to play. Last night, Wenatchee saw a 3-2 lead disappear when the Bells scored once in the bottom of the 9th. That tied the game, and then they scored the winning run on a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 10th. So Bellingham moves on to the WCL North Championship game. And here are the other scores from the playoffs from yesterday. There's Bellingham eliminating Wenatchee. They take the series 2-1. In fact, all of the series went to the maximum 3 except Portland. They swept Marion in the South by taking both of those games. So the playoffs are set for the championships tomorrow night. For the North title, Bellingham will fly to Edmonton. I asked. Yes, they're going to fly to Edmonton. It's a long drive. 6:35 first pitch there. For the South title, Portland will host Corvallis. The winners of those 2 games will play for the championship in probably, well, it doesn't matter. It will be either in Corvallis or Portland on Thursday night for the championship. Big weekend at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. Lots of racing going on. The Knutson General Contracting Bandoleros main event. Tyson Knutson of Quincy took the checkered flag. Lalani Langston of Graham finished 2nd. Piper Andrus of Cashmere finished 3rd. In the Legends, the Angels Bell Bonds Legends night event. Dylan Wolf from Auburn takes the checkered flag. Cole Dassenbrock of Deer Park finished 2nd. And Shane Sawin of Snohomish finished third. The Mini Bombers raced around and around the Zero Handicap Mini Bombers main event. Dale Winenberg, he's a well-known around here from Monitor, took the checkered flag. Caleb Gill from Wenatchee finished second, and Afraida's Brad Arneson finished third. The Pro Late Models, the main event, the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Models, Thomas Sanford of East Wenatchee wins. Chad Fitzpatrick, right behind him from Lake Stevens, got second. And Michael Knutson, he was a busy guy from Quincy, finished third. And they are back for the first time. By the way, oh, there's your Dick Seating Air Conditioning Thunder Cars. Almost forgot about that. Dave Lund taking the checkered flag, too, and a couple of locals finishing second and third. And it's been 7 years since they had the monster trucks at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, but they will be here this weekend. It's a full lineup, both Friday and Saturday. It's a two-nighter, so we're looking forward to that. The Malicious Monster Truck Tour, the Plum Perfect Roadrunners, the Midgets, the Rockstar Energy B-Mods, the B&T Towing Youth Roadrunners. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 6. 2 nights of fun at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. And again, it's been 7 years since the monster trucks came to the big city. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 26 minutes after the hour, it is National Son and Daughter Day for your obscure holiday. It's Play in the Sand Day, always fun. It's Independence Day in Chad. I looked, they don't have much independence. Chad's leading export is political violence and anger, so they don't make a lot of money doing that. Today is Mountain Day. Look at this, just look at a beautiful photo of this mountain here. It is Mountain Day. We celebrate mountains. That is Mount Fuji, of course, the highest mountain in the world, as we all know, Mount Everest. When Sir Edmund Hillary and his guide, Tenzing Norgay, climbed to the top, the first people ever to reach the summit, nobody really knew exactly how tall Mount Everest was. The only way to accurately measure it is to measure it as you climb. And Edmund and Tenzing climbed, and they measured Mount Everest back in 1953 as being exactly 29,000 feet high. They said nobody's going to believe that the tallest mountain in the world is exactly 29,000 feet high, so they fudged the number. They added 3 inches, and they said it was 29,000 feet and 3 feet tall. It's actually not. It's 29,028 feet tall. There are 5 types of mountains: folded mountains, volcanic mountains, fault block mountains, dome mountains, and plateau mountains. The Himalayas are folded mountains. They started 55 million years ago when parts of the Earth's crust began to slam into each other. In fact, 30 of the world's highest mountains are found in the Himalayas. The highest mountain in the solar system, though, is on Mars, Olympus Mons. It's 72,000 feet tall. Makes Mount Everest look like an anthill. About 80% of the world's fresh water starts in the mountains, and all of the world's rivers are fed using water from the mountains. So celebrate mountains today. That's what I hear from people who move from flat areas like the Midwest and they move to Washington State. And they go, wow, there's mountains everywhere. Yes, there is. It's 28 minutes after the hour today in history. 60 years ago today. It started as a quiet little incident, and it turned into the Watts riot. August 11th, 1965, Marquette Fry, 21 years old, African-American man, driving his mom's car, pulled over.
5 days in August, Los Angeles.
He was pulled over for reckless driving, apparently. He was given a field sobriety test. He was placed under arrest. His brother was in the car. He walked back to the house, got Mom. Mom and the brother came back, said Marquette got arrested. She yelled at Marquette for drinking and driving. He was told not to do that. And then the rumors started. Somebody shoved somebody, then rumors started, and the police said, the things were getting out of control, and then angry mobs began to form, and then they started throwing objects at the cops. The cops got out of there, and it just kind of blew up from there. A 46 square mile swath of the Watts section of LA becomes a combat zone. Over 6 days, 34 people would die, 1,032 were injured, 3,438 people were arrested, 977 buildings were either looted or destroyed entirely, and a lot of those buildings in Watts were never rebuilt. The hot August night 60 years ago today, the Watts riots break out. When the Apollo 11 astronauts got back after being the first people on the moon, they had to go into quarantine because nobody really knew if there were any kind of pathogens or any kind of weird germs and diseases up there on the moon that they may bring back with them. So they made all 3 of them go into quarantine for 3 weeks. They only had to do this a couple of times and they realized, no, there's nothing up there that could possibly make us sick. So after 3 weeks of quarantine, the Apollo 11 astronauts were released. And why did they make Michael Collins go into quarantine? He didn't even go on the moon. Anyway, they're now free to walk about the cabin that was on the state in 1969. This went almost completely noticed at all. Nobody really paid any attention. August 11th, 1972, 53 years ago today, the last United States ground combat unit leaves South Vietnam. Of course, we hang around there for about 3 more years. Ronald Reagan was on vacation at his ranch in Santa Barbara and ready to tape his weekly Saturday morning radio address on National Public Radio. They don't do that anymore, and he didn't know that the mic was hot. He was just doing a level check for the National Public Radio engineers to make sure the audio was okay, and well, he said this.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
Needless to say, there were a few people who didn't think that was particularly funny. When in doubt, the mic is on. One of the first things they teach you in broadcasting. 34 years ago today in Carmel, Indiana, at the Crooked Stick Golf Club, 25-year-old John Daly becomes the most unforeseen major champion in modern golf history. He wins the PGA Championship. He was the last alternate. He got into the tournament because Nick Price's wife went into labor about a week before she was supposed to. He was in Memphis. He drove all night just to make his tee time. He barely made his tee time. He had never played the course before. He didn't get a chance to warm up. He hired Nick Price's caddy, who was in Carmel, Indiana, with nothing better to do, and he went out and he won it. Crooked stick is crooked stick. It's all dog legs, and he would just blast his drives right over the top of the dog legs. John Daly, incredible. And as an afterthought, a spectator died. His name was Thomas Weaver. He died. He was struck by lightning during a weather delay in the first round. John Daly donated $30,000 of his winnings to Weaver's family to start a college fund for his 2 daughters. Both daughters went to college, went on to graduate on John Daly's dime. One is now a doctor. John Daly did it 34 years ago today. And 10 years ago today for you baseball nuts, and I'm one of them, for the only time since Major League Baseball expanded to 30 teams on August 11th, 2015, there it is, all 15 home teams won their games. It's the only time it has happened since Major League Baseball expanded to 30 teams in 1998. Pretty remarkable. One historic birthday, David Rice Atchison. On Inauguration Day, March 4th, 1849, that was a Sunday. The President-elect of the United States, Zachary Taylor, did not take the presidential oath of office until Monday, the next day. Even so, the outgoing president, James Polk, his tenure ended at noon on Sunday, March 4th. On March 2nd, the outgoing vice president relinquished his position as president of the Senate, at which time that guy was elected president pro tem. And in 1849, according to the Presidential Succession Act of 1792, the president pro tem of the Senate followed the vice president in the presidential line of succession. Well, there was no president, there was no vice president because they hadn't been sworn in. It has been claimed by some of Atchison's friends and colleagues that from noon on March 4th, 1849 till noon Monday, March 5th, 1849, he was actually the acting president of the United States. There are some constitutional scholars who think that probably really wasn't the case. In any event, he didn't do anything. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. Your air conditioner is going to be working big time if it hasn't already, and it's going to be doing all it can to keep your house comfortable. But if you think it's not quite living up to what it should be, your first call should always be to Alpine Air. Mike Minotti's got an opinion coming up. I put it into the system on Friday, so I can't remember what it is. And then my conversation with Marco Martinez, who was the coordinator for the Washington State University Master Gardener program and somebody who graduated from the Master Gardeners program 30 years ago and has since become the gardening legend of North Central Washington. Marco and Bonnie Orr will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Grant County Fair returns to the fairgrounds at Moses Lake, August 12th through the 16th. This year's theme is American Pride countywide. All of your fair favorites are back, from the carnival to livestock shows, entertainment on the various stages, and the Moses Lake Roundup is back for the 82nd year. This year's headliner is country star Easton Corbin on Friday night. Get your tickets at gcfair.fun.
Such a good time together, and it's only just begun. Got loud guitars, a little out of tune, but they ain't got a girl like you. And I know I'm all over the road, and I can't help but go. Little bit of left, little bit of right. It's hard.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I work with combat veterans, some of whom suffer survivor's guilt, and they often ask themselves the question, why? Why me? Why did I survive when others didn't? Now, what I want them to know is that the answer to this question is not coming externally. It's not coming from somewhere else. The answer to this question, why, is not coming from somewhere out there. Instead, the answer comes from their own life. Because most of these veterans have gone on to live productive and contributing beneficially to other people in their lives, despite the trauma that they still carry and live with. Why did they survive? To have built their lives and their families and to be there for others, as many have been and continue to be. That's why. This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Be sure to tune in each weeknight for sports during the NCWLIFE Evening News. If it's the Mariners, the Seahawks, or any of our local teams, I'll be sure to cover the latest right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Oh, happy day, Wenatchee Valley. Collins Fashions is looking forward to our famous summer weather. We are fully stocked with shorts, capris, skirts, tees, and tanks. Summer dresses have all arrived in many styles and colors. Special occasion dresses are on full display, and we have something for everyone. Collins is your Brighton headquarters with jewelry, handbags, charms, and sunglasses. We invite you to visit Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the P&W for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition.
Some people say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Well, those people have obviously never tried Abby's Big Hawaiian, featuring loads of Canadian bacon and Dole pineapple. Right now at Abby's.com, order this juicy, cheesy, and legendary pizza at a mouth-watering price. Celebrate the summer of good with an Abby's Big Hawaiian.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
2. We have returned at the beautiful Community Education Garden right here at the corner of Western and Springwater, right adjacent to the True Fruit Research Center. And we're here to talk about the WSU Master Gardeners Program. You've heard about it, you've thought about it. You said, you know, maybe I want to be a Master Gardener. Well, this lovely young lady to my immediate left, I'm sorry, your name again?
Bonnie, I think.
Bonnie Orr, welcome to the program, by the way. It's nice meeting you.
Thanks.
Has been a Master Gardener. How long have you been a Master Gardener?
This is my 29th year.
29th year, so she was, in fact, ironically enough, it's her 29th year as a Master Gardener, and she's 29 years old. So, amazing thing. I love you. Marco Gonzalez is the program coordinator. Marco Martinez is the program coordinator for the WSU Master Gardeners program here in our area. It's time to go back to school. It's time to, if you want to become one, this is the time to do it. 2 ways to go about doing it as far as the money. First of all, there's a couple of changes, Marco, from previous years as far as when it starts and how you go about doing it. Things are, for those people who have maybe done it before, things are a little different now.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having us this morning to chat about it. So normally the training would start in January, but we're moving it up to October. There's some changes at the state level that's impacting us. There's some in the past, the local Master Gardener programs have had some latitude as to when they start the training. Now every program across the state is going to start in October. So our application period is now as opposed to in the fall. So we're accepting applications for the Master Gardener track of what we call Washington Green School. And Washington Green School is a new creation. Again, at the state level, they decided to create 2 tracks. One for people who want to become Master Gardeners and have that annual commitment of volunteering with our program and benefiting our community. And the other track is what we call the Washington Gardener Certificate. And that's aimed at people who simply want the education. It's strictly online with access to online course and a couple of live sessions via Zoom every week to kind of reinforce the information. But we're accepting applications for the local Master Gardener track right now through the end of August.
WSU as the overseer of the entire Master Gardeners program for the state, then there's individual chapters depending on your geographic location throughout the state of Washington, correct?
Correct.
So, and how many chapters are there altogether?
There's one in every county, and some of them are combined like ours. For example, Yakima and Kittitas are combined, Chelan and Douglas are combined. So yeah, we cover Chelan and Douglas counties.
And of course, being a gardener in this neck of the woods is a joy. We get all 4 seasons in abundance, but spring, summer, and fall, if you know what you're doing,
and
you're
175 frost-free days, so we have a really long gardening period.
And a tremendous amount of things you can grow, and a tremendous amount of food and plants and shrubs that just thrive in this area.
Indeed, but you know, one of the things that's really interesting about becoming a Master Gardener is that you become educated about how to really nurture pollinators, how to conserve water, how to use fertilizer correctly. I mean, it's more than just deadheading and weeding. You know, we really, well, we're a group of educators, which is really weird because what we're really doing is that we learn the knowledge and then we share it either one-on-one or with a small group. And I love clinic. Okay, that's like a mystery to me. I love figuring out what a weed is. I love being able to solve a problem. It's cool.
I guess that leads to the question, the obvious question: who teaches the courses? I mean, who teaches the teachers? I guess.
So
how does that work?
So I mentioned earlier the 2 tracks. So if you're going through the Master Gardener track, it's going to give you access to the online portion of the content. There's a new manual that's out, 29 chapters, and they cover a variety of gardening topics: botany, entomology, soil science. But beyond that, if you're going through the Master Gardener track, you have access to, I want to say, about 15 local classes that are taught by people like Bonnie. Bonnie teaches some of the classes. And some of those will happen in a classroom, traditional, here's a presentation, some small group sessions. But next year, or this next training session, we're going to be doing more in the field learning, more hands-on. For example, the pruning is going to be done here at the community education garden.
And the rose pruning.
Yeah. We'll teach you how to do it, and then we'll put you to work doing it. So that's the best way to learn.
Thanks to Green Thumbs and Dirty Knees, I know how to prune roses. I also discovered they're really hard to kill. Anybody can sign up. It's not an age limit or anything like that, but some people probably could benefit from this more than others. Basically, people who do this kind of thing for a living, as far as doing landscaping and stuff like that. They could probably use this.
So that's kind of where the first track, the Washington Gardener Certificate track, comes in. It's ideal for people who want the knowledge without the commitment of being a Master Gardener volunteer. Because to be a Master Gardener, it does require a commitment of time. You're required, in order to maintain certification, to put in a minimum of 35 hours of volunteer hours.
That's all? 35?
Yeah, that's all. And you do a lot more than that. And 10 hours of continuing education every year to maintain certification. But if you choose the certificate track, you're just doing the online portion of the training. You have no volunteer commitment. So it's ideal for parks departments, landscape companies, if they want their employees to kind of get next level knowledge on soil science, lawn maintenance, pruning. Yeah, it's perfect for that. And the classes start in October and they go through February. It's typically a slower season for those companies and for those parks departments. So yeah, it's ideal.
Bonnie, how much has the curriculum changed over the last 3 decades, over the last 30 years? How much has changed from when you became a Master Gardener to today? Because you have to keep up with things.
Yes. Okay, the curriculum definitely has changed. The people who teach it have changed. The original class, we pretty much just used the PhDs from the Tree Fruit Research Center. That's who taught us originally. And now we have a wide variety of people who have professional interest in other ways. Like we have somebody who's retired from the Forest Service, somebody else, who retired, well, for Firewise, we have somebody who was at the Washington, D.C. level to help us learn how to create Firewise landscapes.
Experts in their fields.
Right.
I'm Joe Smith, and I know about Xeriscape, and I'm Bob, and I know about irrigation.
Exactly.
And some of our local experts, like Connie, are being asked to teach in other counties. Yeah. So it's not uncommon. Connie will visit Yakima, and Al Murphy has gone to a few different counties here in the last few months, and will do so in the fall. And
I know you love gardening. You love teaching. Do you get that? I know a lot of teachers. I got family who are teachers, and they live for that epiphany when a student gets it and they're moving forward and they've got momentum and they're getting good at something that they want to be good at.
Sometimes I like teaching the larger classes, but also I like to do the thing most Master Gardeners do, and that is you're teaching one-on-one. You're helping somebody figure out why that dry patch in their lawn persists, And so it's sort of, let's ask some more questions. So it's that type of education too.
Marco, you mentioned a lot of this is online. So how much the online stuff as opposed to getting your thumbs green and your knees dirty kind of stuff? There's a lot of that you can learn online without having a practical application.
Correct. So if you're doing the certificate track, the Washington Gardener Certificate track, it's strictly online. If you're doing the Master Gardener track, you're getting the online, but also access to the local instruction. And the beauty of it is that it's science-based. It's mainly WSU backed research. So we're not kind of Googling and see what, is talcum powder going to work on my tomatoes?
Exactly. And people do come to us and say, I tried this old wives thing, and we're going, you know, we don't have a lot of science based for that. Let's try something different.
And Washington State University is among the world leaders in this field. They're as good as they get.
Yeah, that's why WSU Extension was created, was to get the knowledge that's already being created there at the university level and get it out to the different counties across the state.
As Marco mentioned, there are two ways to go about doing it, and there's two different price points. If you are choosing to volunteer, it's a little cheaper. Talk about that.
Correct. So if you're choosing the Master Gardener track, it's $275 for the training. If you're choosing the Washington Gardener Certificate track, it's $550 for the training. The thought is if you're going to volunteer, you're going to be giving your time, that's worth something. So the price point is lower for that.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah. What class do you enjoy teaching the most? I mean, you have an expertise.
Bonnie's terrific at Plant Clinic, and we do that every Monday at the Wenatchee Library from 1 to 4, and that's where people come in and they want to talk to Master Gardener one-on-one, and Bonnie's just great at that.
Thank you, thank you. Well, you know, I teach composting sometimes, and I teach about water, using water wisely, and I did one on irrigation with Mike Hammer. I do lots of drop-in type classes. I don't have a favorite.
That's good though. That's good. Is there a limit on enrollment? Is it anybody whose check clears the bank, you're in the class and let's go, or is
Correct.
it like okay?
Yeah. And so we're hoping to draw anywhere from 20 to 25 trainees. That's kind of our sweet spot, but we'll take more. We'll find a spot.
And the deadline is August 30th, and it begins in October, and your time commitment is through February, but it's not a huge time commitment, correct?
Correct. And that again, but there is more than the online part if you're doing the local training, the Master Gardener training. So you'll be taking classes probably through May or June. They'll be spot. They'll be Saturday mornings mostly. And for example, we're going to do the pruning one in March when it's time to prune.
And I do a field trip up at Rocky Reach Dam where we look at all sorts of horticultural problems. So that's an entire morning in June.
And we'll do another field trip up to a blueberry farm up in Manson, or excuse me, up in Chelan, and you'll learn how to prune blueberries. And they also have an apple orchard, and so you'll learn about maintaining fruit tree health.
They also have great pie too. If you want to go by the restaurant, I've put on a few pounds from that. So there you go. If you're willing to volunteer, it's cheaper. If volunteering ain't your thing, you just want that certificate, it's a little more expensive. People want to. Hopefully, we planted a seed. Pardon the pun. How do they go about doing it, my friend?
So if you want to know whether the Gardener Certificate track or the Master Gardener track is for you, I suggest that you go to the website. It's called greenschool.extension.wsu.edu, and it explains. There's a chart there that explains what you get with both tracks. And if you figure the Master Gardener track is for you, please let me know sometime before the end of August. You can email me, marco.martinez@wsu.edu, or you can call the Chelan County Extension Office at 509-667-6540.
Bonnie's itching to say something.
No.
You're jumping up and
No,
down.
no. I'm just jumping because I just have lots of energy.
Do you get one of those cool little tags and you go all the way through?
Yes, when you become certified, you do get a name tag, and you get a vest or an apron.
And then you get buttons that say how many years you've been doing.
We have great volunteers like Bonnie. We have about 100 active volunteers in our group, and they come from all walks of life. A good number of them are retired. Some of them are still working. So it's from all walks of life and a lot of different personalities,
and
a lot of energy.
Interesting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. From all walks of life.
Yeah.
So you can never be too old or too young to become a Master Gardener. Again, just get a hold of Marco directly. He'll walk you through everything you need to know. But don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. August 30th is a drop-dead deadline. If you wake up September 1st, you're out. Anything else? How's your garden going? Anything else from the summer 2025 you want to touch on what we have here?
Right this minute, of course, I take a glass of wine out in the evening and look at my garden, and I saw that I have a little infestation of aphids that I'm going to have to deal with this afternoon.
Okay. Well, you are a Master Gardener.
Yeah, I know how to do it.
Yes.
And safely.
Bonnie, you're a Master Gardener for 29 years. She was 30 when she got her Master Gardener thing. Marco, it's always good to see you, my friend.
Likewise.
Take some downtime. Will you take next week off?
Okay.
Right?
I'll give it a shot.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
such a good time together, and it's only just begun. Got loud guitars, a little out of tune, but they ain't got a girl like you. And I know I'm all over the road, and I can't help but go. Little bit of left, little bit of right. It's hard.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Grant County Fair returns to the fairgrounds in Moses Lake, August 12th through the 16th. This year's theme is American Pride Countywide. All of your fair favorites are back, from the carnival to livestock shows, entertainment on the various stages, and the Moses Lake Roundup is back for the 82nd year. This year's headliner is country star Easton Corbin on Friday night. Get your tickets at gcfair.fun. Quick recap: when I got up this morning at 3 o'clock, it was 81 degrees when this show started. An hour ago at 7 o'clock, if you watch the live version, it was 79 degrees. We've cooled down a little bit. It's 75 degrees. But as point of reference, we got down to 68 early Sunday morning, and our high yesterday was 99. So it looks pretty good that we're going to get to about 100 degrees today. We came awfully close yesterday. Not a record high. Record high in this state is 104, but plenty warm for a lot of people. And we got some heat issues out there. So take a look at this slide once again from the National Weather Service. Wenatchee, you're down here at the bottom there. And as you can see, we have a major heat risk today and tomorrow before it goes to a moderate heat risk on Wednesday. It's just, if you're out and about in the afternoon hours at the hottest part of the day, you got to be prepared for it, or the heat can catch up to you big time, with temperatures triple digits possible today, almost certainly on Tuesday. That big ridge of high pressure has moved to the east, so it's gotten closer to us, and it's going to amplify the heat, which is why we're going to be really, really hot like we were yesterday, and we will be all the way through Wednesday. And up in the Okanagan Valley, yikes, I don't like to see this at all. They're going to be dealing with hot temperatures. It'll be upper 90s in Omak and Okanagan, quite possibly Tenasket all the way up into Oroville. But down the Okanagan Valley, they are going to see some significant winds this afternoon, in addition to the bone dry humidity, in addition to the really hot temperatures. They do not have, I just checked right before I came back into the studio, they don't have a red flag warning for the Okanagan Valley yet, or a fire weather warning, but they may in fact issue one before this day is over. I wouldn't be surprised. And by the way, the wind that is forecast for the Okanagan Valley today will be a concern out in the Columbia Basin on Tuesday. Heads up there, Columbia Basin, you're going to be a little windy tomorrow. We're not dealing with any real wind here until we get to tomorrow night and Wednesday. It is going to be breezy as the high pressure ridge is going to move back out over the Pacific Ocean. That's going to allow for some cooler air coming down in from Canada. So here we go. After 99 yesterday, we'll be right at it today, if not warmer. And the overnight low tonight of only 73 means we're going to be off to a hot start on Tuesday. Triple digits could actually happen. We've had 5 days so far this year of getting to at least 100 degrees, and we'll probably do it tomorrow too. Then the cool down begins. Now the wind is going to kick up on Tuesday night. It's going to be a little breezy. Wind out of the west about 11 to 14 miles an hour. It's going to be quite windy out of the Columbia Basin, stronger than that. And some wind on Wednesday with a high of about 90, 89 or 90, with quite a bit of wind on Wednesday. It'll die down Wednesday night. Lots of sunshine Thursday, pretty comfortable actually. 84 for the high temperature on Thursday. Thursday night, the clouds will roll into the valley. We'll get down to 63, and we're looking at the possibility of some rain on Friday and Friday night. There's about a 40% chance of rain on Friday night. Who's kidding who? We could use it. Have a good and safe Monday and start your Tuesday with us tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.